road trip. On the way up, I was thinking, man, I'm so excited. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to be hanging with brothers and sisters in Christ. And at the same time, I was kind of like, oh, I've got to run 10 miles. Oh, goodness.
Drive up to Stanley, I think it's one of the most beautiful places in the country.
Having a good time. We were laughing. We were joking around. We had some music in the back.
I have a lot of really sweet memories tied in that drive. We've gone there a lot and done races up there before, and so I was just loving the memories that associate with it, and then just loving God's creation.
There's not too many races that you can camp out the night before and include that as part of the experience, and so being able to make all those memories in addition to the race is a privilege.
It is funny to see what people do the night before a race happens, from balancing on a curb and seeing who's got better balance as you fight to throwing rocks at a tree across a river. It's funny, but it also, I think it shows a friendship.
It's so funny, but every year I've had a sore arm the day of the race.
Within about 200 yards from the start, I started feeling altitude, and so that I felt that for the entire first leg. But I was very encouraged to continue by the cheering of a fantastic team and also other people just along the race course, and then the terrain and the atmosphere are very inspiring, and the chance to run for God's glory is something that you always cherish.
When I was lacing my shoes up and getting ready to run, I was kind of nervous. I was like, oh, I'm gonna run this too fast. Am I gonna run it too slow? I want to have a good pace, but I want to be burned out for the next leg. And so I was definitely a little nervous, but excited, ready to do my part, press on. It sort of became a competition with the other runners. It was like, oh, I want to keep up with that guy. Oh, not fast enough. And then I distinctly remember this 2-2 guy. Mark was like, do not let him pass you. I was like, oh, I've got to stay up with him. But by the end, oh, my legs were jelly. And it was like, 2-2 guy can go. I can't keep up with him.
It was really amazing how much the cheering affected the running. You kind of just be going along, but then as soon as you see people ahead making a pyramid, it really kind of kept you going and added a lot of excitement to the day. And also just running alongside the mountains is pretty amazing. You're just truly praising the Lord as you're running, just to have that in front of you. It's pretty amazing. I do think that always knowing that someone was going to be up there really soon, it really did keep you going. Just, when's the next time they're going to drive by, or the next time what are they going to do next? Are they going to jump at me like monkeys, or are they going to, you're always kind of waiting to see what they're going to do, so.
I'd say the name, where I first got it, I wanted a name that had meaning for our team, something that would symbolize us as a whole as we did the Sawtooth relay. I came across Lacham meant to fight, to contend, and I just thought it would be really fitting for our group as a whole as we would contend that day. I think one of the things that I had pretty thought through before the race, and as we were training for the race, I wanted to run with the joy of the Lord. I didn't want to run for any other reason. I wanted to run because I wanted to glorify God, and that's kind of what really pushed me through. Every time we cheered for each other, every time we gave water to each other, every time we came to a stop, and everybody saw the difference. They came up and talked to us about it, and even wondered what churches we came from, and it's because we were expressing the joy of the Lord, and that was just a huge blessing to see, and that was the strength, that was the power, that was the pound in my leg.
Definitely a first time to run in such a beautiful place as a fairly new person to running. Most of the running and training I had done until I met this group was alone. And once I started running with this group and finding out more about other places to run and getting to train for this race, being there on that day, it was just a really unreal moment of being around such awesome people and such a beautiful place. It was like an awesome combination to be running with people that love the Lord and be a part of a really cool race and being an example to other people.
One interesting thing about this particular race is that it was really warm that day, and so we actually ran out of water multiple times, and so my parents went to the store multiple times to buy us water, and at the end of the race we had to run to the store and get more water, and we were trying to save water so that the cheering people would not drink so that the runners could have water, and it was fairly dramatic in that way, but we still had fun.
Come on! Los terroristas. Can do the Harlem Shake.
You know, I really loved all the cheering, how we were just so energetic throughout the whole thing. We kept an awesome attitude. We were bringing glory to Christ through it all, and that was definitely encouraging. That was definitely a focus. Also, the Cox family and their service, that was absolutely amazing. They gave so much food, drinks, I mean, and just the time that they put in just to make it even more enjoyable, and definitely they were serving us, and so
Mountains are just one of the symbols on earth that really gives us a grasp of the majesty of the Lord, and that definitely, I think, inspires in all of us just a passion to be striving and pushing ourselves, both physically and spiritually.
I'd say something that stood out to me, just the whole race in and of itself. Yeah, we all ran our individual legs, but it came down to a team effort in the end.
Well, my second leg started getting really hot, and it was in the afternoon, and I hit this point where it'd kind of been a little while since cheering, and I was just kind of in this really still valley, and I was incredibly hot, and my head was pounding, and I had my eyes down looking at the road, and it was just kind of a cool realization for me, because I all of a sudden was like, look up, Jamie, and I looked up and the mountains are everywhere, and it was just really cool for me because it just hit me the privilege it is to run, and that I even have legs that operate to run, and that God had given those to me, and that He'd given the opportunity to do the race and to be out in His creation. A cool aspect of this year was we did team t-shirts, and so the night before, most of the team wrote on their t-shirts and drew all sorts of pictures, and just it was cool because they were all very creative and had the team name and all sorts of words relating to it all over the shirts. So that was cool. I love the last couple legs of or really the whole second half of the race, because the tension like builds and builds and builds until like the last one, with it being so short, it's just like a total panic to get to the end, and then the sprint in through the line and stuff. I just enjoyed the intensity of.
I also liked the very end when Micah turned that corner and we're like, yeah, there's Micah! And we like start, you know, kind of jogging with him, and then he like takes off sprinting, we're like, we just take off running, and there's a team in front of us crowd. We're like blowing through them. We're like, yeah! It was good ending.
Oh, good. I'm glad you guys. I was wondering why my
anything
budget
else?
was off. Why is this not adding up? Just say Sorry, you're like.
You're like, we're not gonna get anywhere.
You gotta just put some of this in there because it's like.
I'm rolling right now.
Oh, perfect.